The power of nonchalance, mastering the art of quiet dominance. Picture a crowded room, electric with tension, voices clash, egos flare, and everyone's scrambling to be seen, heard, or validated. Amid the chaos, one figure stands apart, calm, composed, untouched by the frenzy. Eyes dart to him, searching for a crack, a hint of need, a flicker of reaction. There's nothing. His silence isn't empty, it's heavy, magnetic, pulling the room's energy toward him without a single word. That's nonchalance, a force so subtle yet so commanding, it rewrites the rules of power. In a world screaming for attention, the man who doesn't flinch, doesn't chase, and doesn't beg becomes the enigma others can't resist. Want to know the secret to owning any space without raising your voice? Let's dive into the art of nonchalance, a disciplined, deliberate mastery that turns restraint into dominance and silence into strength. Nonchalance isn't apathy. It's not about feeling nothing or caring less. It's about caring precisely, choosing when to act, what to reveal, and how to move with surgical intent. It's the ability to feel the storm inside and project a breeze outside. In a culture addicted to noise, where every opinion is shouted, every emotion broadcast, and every move captured for likes, the nonchalant man is a ghost in the machine. He's the one who doesn't react to every slight, doesn't chase every trend, and doesn't need to fill the silence with chatter. His power lies in what he withholds, not what he displays. And in that restraint, he becomes dangerous. Not because he's loud, but because he's unreadable. This isn't a new idea. Niccolo Machiavelli, the Renaissance master of power, understood that appearances are weapons. In The Prince, he advised rulers to seem composed even when chaos threatens to engulf them. Why? Because when others see your desperation, they can exploit it. But when they see nothing, no urgency, no panic, no hunger, they're left guessing. And in their guesswork, you hold the advantage. The nonchalant man is a strategist, not a bystander. His calm is calculated, his silence deliberate. He doesn't react because he's too busy observing, calculating, and waiting for the moment that matters. This is psychological warfare at its finest. The one who seems to need nothing controls everything. The roots of nonchalance, a historical lens. To understand nonchalance, let's step back to its historical roots. Machiavelli's teachings weren't born in a vacuum. They echoed the philosophies of ancient thinkers like Sun Tzu, who in The Art of War emphasized the power of deception through restraint. All warfare is based on deception, Sun Tzu wrote. When able to attack, we must seem unable. When using our forces, we must seem inactive. The nonchalant man embodies this principle. He doesn't flaunt his strength, he conceals it. He doesn't broadcast his plans, he lets others reveal theirs. By appearing detached, he invites curiosity, uncertainty, and even fear. Consider historical figures who mastered this art. Julius Caesar, for instance, was a study in nonchalance. During his campaigns, he faced mutinies, betrayals, and overwhelming odds, yet his soldiers marveled at his composure. When his legions panicked before the Battle of Thapsus in 46 BCE, Caesar didn't shout or plead. He calmly adjusted his strategy, projecting unshakable confidence. His men rallied not because he demanded loyalty, but because his calm made them believe victory was inevitable. That's the power of nonchalance. It's not just about controlling yourself, it's about controlling how others perceive you. Fast forward to the 20th century, and we see nonchalance in leaders like Winston Churchill. During the Blitz, when London was crumbling under Nazi bombs, Churchill's public demeanor was one of steely resolve. He didn't waver, didn't overpromise, didn't react impulsively to every setback. His speeches were measured, his presence deliberate. By refusing to flinch, he gave Britain a focal point of strength. Nonchalance in these moments isn't just personal, it's contagious. It shapes the emotional climate around you, bending others to your will without force. The psychology of nonchalance. Why it works. Why does nonchalance hold such sway? The answer lies in human psychology. We're wired to chase what's scarce, fear what's unpredictable, and respect what's unshakable. Psychologists call this the scarcity principle. We value what's rare or hard to obtain. The nonchalant man is rare. He doesn't offer his emotions freely, doesn't react predictably, doesn't seek validation. This scarcity creates a gravitational pull. People want to crack the code, to understand what drives him, to earn his attention, and in their pursuit, they hand him control. Another psychological factor is cognitive dissonance. When someone expects you to react, to get angry, defensive, or eager, and you don't, it disrupts their mental model. They're forced to question themselves. Why isn't he responding? Did I misjudge him? Is he stronger than I thought? This uncertainty shifts the power dynamic. The nonchalant man becomes a mirror, reflecting others' insecurities back at them. By staying calm, he makes them confront their own chaos. Studies in social psychology, like those by Robert Cialdini, show that perceived confidence influences authority. In experiments, individuals who spoke less but with conviction were rated as more authoritative than those who spoke frequently or emotionally. The nonchalant man leverages this. His words carry weight because they're rare. His actions resonate because they're deliberate. He doesn't dilute his presence with noise. Every gesture, every pause, every glance is measured, making his influence feel almost sacred. Nonchalance in action. Modern examples. Look at modern icons who embody nonchalance. Take someone like Keanu Reeves. In an era of celebrity oversharing, Reeves is a master of restraint. In business, nonchalance is a hallmark of leaders like Elon Musk. Love him or hate him, Musk's public persona often exudes a calculated indifference. When criticized, he rarely engages emotionally. When Tesla faced near bankruptcy in 2018, he didn't panic publicly. He worked, adjusted, and let results silence doubters. His nonchalance under scrutiny projects a confidence that draws investors, employees, and followers. It says, "I've got this," even when the odds suggest otherwise. The discipline of nonchalance, how to cultivate it. Nonchalance isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a skill you build. It requires discipline, self-awareness, and relentless practice. Here's how to cultivate it, broken down into practical steps. 1. Master your emotional triggers. The foundation of nonchalance is emotional sovereignty. Start by identifying what sets you off: anger, insecurity, the need for approval. Journal about moments when you've reacted impulsively. What triggered you? Why did it matter? Over time, you'll see patterns. The goal isn't to suppress emotions, but to delay reactions. When provoked, pause. Count to 5. Breathe. Ask yourself, does this deserve my energy? Most things don't. Practice this in small moments. When someone cuts you off in traffic, when a colleague takes credit for your work, when a social media post tempts you to argue, each pause builds the muscle of restraint. Over weeks, you'll notice a shift. You'll feel the urge to react but choose not to, and that choice feels like power. 2. Train your silence. Silence is the nonchalant man's weapon. Most people rush to fill quiet moments with words, fearing awkwardness or judgment. Resist this urge. In conversations, practice saying less. Let others talk first. Ask questions. Listen deeply. And respond only when your words add value. Studies show that people perceive those who speak less as more confident and competent. Your silence creates space for others to reveal themselves, motives, insecurities, intentions, while you stay guarded. Try this exercise. In your next meeting or social gathering, aim to speak 20% less than you normally would. Observe how people react. Do they lean in? Do they try harder to engage you? Silence draws attention like a magnet. It's uncomfortable at first, but discomfort is where growth happens. 3. Control your body language. Nonchalance is as much physical as it is mental. Your body betrays your emotions unless you train it. Slouched shoulders, fidgeting hands, or darting eyes signal insecurity. The nonchalant man moves deliberately. His posture is relaxed but upright, his gestures minimal, his eye contact steady. Watch figures like James Bond. Fictional, yes, but a masterclass in nonchalance. He doesn't rush, doesn't fidget, doesn't overreact. Every move is intentional. Practice this in front of a mirror. Stand tall, shoulders back, hands still. Make eye contact with yourself and hold it for 30 seconds without breaking. It feels odd, but it trains you to project calm under scrutiny. Next, record yourself speaking. Watch for nervous tics, tapping, shifting, or excessive smiling. Eliminate them. Your body should reinforce your calm, not undermine it. 4. Embrace delayed gratification. Nonchalance thrives on patience. In a world of instant likes and quick replies, waiting is radical. When you get a provocative text, don't respond immediately. When you're tempted to share an opinion, hold back unless it's essential. This isn't about being aloof, it's about valuing your energy. The less you give away, the more others invest in you. Try this. For 1 week, delay all non-urgent responses, texts, emails, social media, by at least an hour. Notice how it shifts your mindset. You'll feel less tethered to others' expectations, more in control of your time and attention. This small act of restraint builds the habit of nonchalance. 5. Reframe misunderstanding. The nonchalant man doesn't fear being misjudged. He knows that mystery is more powerful than explanation. When someone calls you cold, distant, or arrogant, don't rush to clarify. Let them wonder. Their assumptions reveal more about them than you. Over time, your consistency, calm, deliberate, unshaken, will reshape their perception. People respect what they can't fully understand. Practice this by journaling about a time you felt misunderstood. Write down what happened, how it felt, and why you wanted to explain yourself. Then write why you don't need to. This reframes misunderstanding as a tool, not a threat. It's liberating to realize you don't owe anyone your inner world. Nonchalance in different arenas. Nonchalance isn't one size fits all. It adapts to context. Let's explore how it manifests in various domains of life, with examples and strategies to apply it effectively. In leadership, leaders who master nonchalance inspire trust without demanding it. Take Angela Merkel, Germany's former chancellor. During crises like the 2008 financial meltdown or the 2015 refugee crisis, Merkel was known for her understated style. She didn't grandstand or react impulsively to criticism. Her nickname, Mutti, Mom, came from her ability to project calm reliability. She listened, analyzed, and acted with precision, letting results speak louder than rhetoric. As a leader, practice nonchalance by avoiding knee-jerk decisions. When your team panics, stay steady. Ask questions before offering solutions. If someone challenges your authority, don't defend yourself. Address the issue calmly and move on. Your restraint signals confidence, which calms others and reinforces your leadership. In relationships. Nonchalance in relationships isn't about playing games. It's about emotional independence. When you don't cling, chase, or overshare, you create space for genuine connection. Consider the allure of someone like Amal Clooney. Her public persona is poised, rarely emotional, yet deeply engaged in her work and relationships. She doesn't seek attention, which makes her presence more compelling. In your relationships, practice nonchalance by setting boundaries. Don't rush to fix every conflict or reassure every doubt. If your partner is upset, listen without immediately solving. If you're dating, don't overshare to win someone over. Let your actions build trust over time. This creates polarity. Your calm draws others closer, deepening intimacy without sacrificing your center. In conflict is where nonchalance shines. When someone provokes you, their goal is to disrupt your calm. By staying composed, you flip the script. Think of Muhammad Ali's rope-a-dope strategy in the 1974 Rumble in the Jungle. Facing the stronger George Foreman, Ali leaned back, absorbed punches, and let Foreman exhaust himself. Ali's nonchalance, his refusal to engage on Foreman's terms, won him the fight. In your next argument, try this. Don't raise your voice, don't interrupt, don't defend. Listen, nod, and respond only when the other person's energy wanes. Your calm will unsettle them, forcing them to rethink their approach. This isn't passivity, it's strategic patience, letting their aggression burn out while you hold the high ground. In social settings, social environments reward nonchalance because they're often battlegrounds for attention. The loudest person might get noticed, but the quiet one gets remembered. Think of someone like David Bowie, whose enigmatic presence captivated audiences. He didn't need to oversell himself. His understated confidence spoke volumes. Next time you're at a party or networking event, don't try to dominate the conversation. Ask thoughtful questions, listen intently, and share sparingly. When you do speak, make it count. A single sharp observation or witty remark carries more weight than a monologue. People will gravitate toward your restraint, sensing there's more beneath the surface. The paradox of nonchalance, caring deeply, showing sparingly. Here's the heart of nonchalance. It's not about feeling nothing. It's about mastering what you show. The nonchalant man feels deeply, but filters his emotions through discipline. He's not numb. He's strategic. He cares about his goals, his relationships, his legacy, but he doesn't advertise it. This paradox creates his power. By showing less, he invites others to project their hopes, fears, and desires onto him. He becomes a canvas for their imagination, and in that space, he holds sway. Machiavelli captured this in his advice on appearances. Men in general judge more by the sense of sight than by the sense of touch, because everyone can see but few can test by feeling. The nonchalant man understands this. He knows that what others see, his calm, his restraint, his detachment, shapes their reality more than his actual feelings. If he appears unshaken, they believe he's unshakable. If he seems indifferent, they assume he's in control. Perception becomes his reality, and reality bends to his will. The cost of nonchalance. What it takes nonchalance isn't easy. It demands sacrifice, discipline, and a willingness to be misunderstood. You'll face moments when silence feels like weakness, when walking away feels like losing, when restraint feels like suppression. The world will test you, provoke you, dismiss you, tempt you to react. The cost of nonchalance is enduring those tests without breaking. You'll also face internal battles. Our instincts crave instant gratification, retaliating to an insult, chasing approval, proving a point. Nonchalance requires rewiring those impulses. It means sitting with discomfort, delaying reactions, and trusting that your restraint will pay off. It's a long game, and the rewards, respect, influence, control, come slowly but last longer. Consider the story of Nelson Mandela. During his 27 years in prison, he faced unimaginable provocation. Yet he emerged not bitter, but yet composed, his dignity intact. His nonchalance wasn't passivity. It was a deliberate choice to preserve his energy for the fight that mattered, uniting a fractured nation. That kind of restraint takes years to forge, but it's why his legacy endures. Nonchalance in a digital age. In today's world, nonchalance is harder but more powerful than ever. Social media rewards noise, outrage, oversharing, instant reactions. The algorithm favors the loud, the emotional, the reactive. Yet the nonchalant man stands out precisely because he resists this pull. He doesn't post every thought, doesn't engage every troll, doesn't live for likes. His online presence, like his real-world one, is curated, deliberate, sparse. Take someone like Beyoncé. She rarely posts on social media, yet her every move generates tidal waves of attention. Why? Because she's mastered scarcity. Her silence builds anticipation. Her restraint amplifies her impact. In a digital age, nonchalance means logging off when everyone else is glued to their screens, letting your absence speak louder than your presence. Try this. For 1 month, reduce your social media activity by 50%. Don't comment on every post. Don't react to every trend. Don't share every opinion. Curate what you post to reflect your values, not your impulses. You'll notice a shift. People will reach out, curious about your absence. Your restraint will make your presence more potent. The dangers of misapplied nonchalance. Nonchalance, when misapplied, can backfire. If it veers into arrogance or aloofness, it alienates rather than attracts. The line between detached and dismissive is thin. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must be feared but not hated. Nonchalance walks that line. If you're too cold, too distant, you risk losing connection. The goal is to be unreadable, not unapproachable. Avoid this by balancing restraint with warmth. A smile, a well-timed compliment, or a moment of genuine engagement can soften your nonchalance without weakening it. Think of Barack Obama's public persona, calm, composed, yet capable of warmth and humor. He didn't need to shout to command attention. His measured approach drew people in while keeping them at a respectful distance. Another pitfall is passivity. Nonchalance isn't inaction, it's strategic action. If you're too detached, you risk missing opportunities or seeming disengaged. The key is to act decisively when it counts, letting your restraint amplify your moves, not replace them. Nonchalance as a way of life. Ultimately, nonchalance is more than a tactic, it's a philosophy. It's about living with intention, valuing your energy, and refusing to be swayed by the world's noise. It's the belief that real power doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't chase, it attracts. It doesn't explain, it exists. To live nonchalantly is to trust yourself so deeply that you don't need external validation. It's to walk into any room, any conflict, any moment, knowing you're enough. Not because you're perfect, but because you've mastered the art of being unshaken. You've faced your fears, tamed your impulses, and built a core of quiet strength. In a world that's always shouting, your calm becomes a rebellion. In a world that's always chasing, your stillness becomes a throne. Conclusion: the nonchalant man's legacy. The nonchalant man doesn't just win moments, he builds a legacy. His influence lingers not because he demanded it, but because he embodied it. People don't remember his every word. They remember how he made them feel. Unsteady yet intrigued, challenged yet inspired, uncertain yet drawn in. That's the paradox of nonchalance. By seeming to care less, you make others care more. By revealing less, you become unforgettable. By refusing to flinch, you become immovable. Start small. Pause before you react. Listen before you speak. Move only when it matters. Over time, these habits will reshape how you're seen, not just by others, but by yourself. you'll realize that power isn't about being the loudest in the room. It's about being the